This is Keith Sports News, KSN. Hello, everyone. Yes, welcome to KSN episode 111. And, yeah. If you listened or saw the last episode, it was kind of weird, especially the way I was acting, but it seemed like no one had a problem with that, so that's a good thing. If you didn't listen or watch what happened, I got upset because of my allergies, which I still have. I guess it's not as bad as it was a couple days ago. And my mouse wasn't working properly, but it's weird because, like, the days after that episode, it's been working properly. Like, what the heck? I don't understand that. Whatever. Anyways, I didn't say I would be back on Friday, but I put that in the description of the last episode. So yeah. Anyways, let's get into it. This won't be a very long one, because not only I don't have much time, but I don't really have much sports news other than, let's see here. Yep, the mouse is working. So, right now, the big thing happening right now is the Winter Olympics, and that's all I've been watching. Yep. All I have been watching, nothing but the Olympics. Yeah. That means I'm an Olympic junkie. Yeah. I love watching it. Both summer and winter. And look, I'm wearing my USA shirt. Yep, go USA, right? So, yeah, that's all I've been watching. Because it happens once every 4 years, you know? And, I've been watching multiple events together. You can do that because I have multiple TVs. Okay. I paused my recording because of these sniffles. And you're not going to believe this, but I sneezed 11 times in a row. I counted how many times I sneezed. I sneezed 11 times in like 1 minute. What if I do that on video? Didn't I sneeze a couple of times in the last episode? I don't remember, but yeah. Anyways, so yeah, watching nothing but the Winter Olympics because I really like it. I like watching athletes represent their country. That's really cool. That's why sometimes I watch tennis. It's kind of the same thing, you know. And after the Winter Olympics, we have the World Baseball Classic. That'll be exciting. I always enjoy that. And in the summer, the World Cup. All of this happening in the same year. That's why, to me, this is like the biggest year in USA Sports. And it's America's 250th birthday. Yeah. Crazy. Anyways. So I'm going to tell you what I have been watching, all right? So first of all, I don't watch this stuff live. I can't really watch this stuff live because you know, I'm in Central Time and Italy's like 7 hours ahead. So you have to wake up really early if you want to watch stuff live. It's in the morning, live, and in the afternoon. Excuse me. But that's okay. Like I said before, you don't have to watch this stuff live. That's the best part about having Peacock. You get to pick your own events. You get to watch them whenever you're ready. And that's what I've been doing. Yeah, I try to watch all of the events, a little bit of everything. Okay? I'm like a day behind. Yeah. So I have Peacock, and you can the one thing that's kind of weird to me is that you can stream up to 3 devices. So, meaning from the same account. So I can't use the same account on 4 different devices. 3 is your limit. Which is kind of, I guess I understand why, but at the same time it's kind of stupid. But, oh well. I also have YouTube TV. I have all this stuff recorded on there anyways. The only thing is I have to fast forward through the commercials because I have Peacock Premium. That means no commercials. Yeah. All right. But yeah. Try to watch a little bit of all the events. They're all entertaining. A lot of them are really extreme. Yeah, a lot of them are really extreme, alpine skiing downhill, for example, especially after the Lindsey Vonn crash. And I heard that she's going to be okay, so that's a good sign. She had to get surgery on her leg. So is she the oldest Olympian in this Winter Olympics? Because she's 41. I don't know if there's any other older Olympians. In curling, there are some curlers in their 40s. Because, that sport is not extreme. That's a thinking person sport, Yeah. Ski jumping, the large hill, that's kind of crazy to watch that. Luge, you're on the sleigh, on your back, going 70 miles an hour, just like the alpine skiing downhill. I mean, that's like you're getting on the interstate highway. That's how fast they're going, So, it's pretty crazy. The snowboarding is really cool. I like the freestyle skiing and speed skating. I think the most popular one is figure skating, but I'm not really a big fan of that. But I try to watch some of that. But the event that I got into the most this week is excuse me for a moment. These allergies are killing me. I could just pause my recording. The event that I got into the most, mixed doubles curling. Yeah. I got into watching that because that was like the very first event that they had before the opening ceremony. Because I remember it was also like that in Beijing 2022. I got into watching mixed doubles curling, and I got into watching that again. Yeah. And you know how at that place there's 4 sheets of ice, and they would have 4 games at the same time? Well, I would put on 3 games at the exact same time. Yeah, that's what I did. I did that a couple of times. It was kind of entertaining. I'm watching mixed doubles curling on 3 different devices, you know. Yeah, they would have like 2 games on per day. It's like a double header. It's 8 ends, and they throw, is it 5 stones? Is it 5 or 6? I think it's 6. And yeah, it's about a 2-hour game with commercials. Without commercials, it's like an hour and a half. In regular curling, it's 10 ends, 8 stones each, meaning it's a longer game. So, but I enjoyed mixed doubles curling. Yeah, I got to watch at least one game from all 10 of the countries. And I've officially, the other night I watched the semifinals and the bronze medal game and the gold medal game. Yeah. So I'm caught up on mixed doubles curling, and I know regular curling has begun. I don't know, I'm probably not going to watch regular curling as much. But I like the mixed doubles curling. It's only 2 people each team, 1 male and 1 female. And I know a lot of people say it's a weird sport. Yeah, it is weird, but the more you watch it, the more you get to understand the rules. So, yeah, the only other time I watch curling is on TSN or sometimes Sportsnet, because I do have the Canadian channels. I think every year they have something called the Curling World Cup Championships. I think that's in March. Maybe I'll try to watch that. Because I remember I watched that in 2022 after the Beijing Winter Olympics. So, if you haven't seen those matches, you know, the semifinals and the bronze medal and the gold medal game, because I'm about to spoil it, because I'm going to give you my thoughts on those games. So the semifinals, first one was Great Britain against Sweden. Great Britain was like the best team. They went undefeated for a while. So I was actually rooting for Great Britain because the people on that team, they were also in the Beijing Winter Olympics. Yeah, some of these curlers, I'm familiar with their names and their faces. Some of these curlers were also in the Beijing Olympics. So, and Sweden won. Yeah, Sweden won. I think it was a close game. I think I can look up the scores on these. Let's see here. Yeah, because you can do that. Let's take a look at the medal table in just a bit here. Let's see. All right, mixed doubles curling. Okay, it'll give me the scores here. So, yeah, Great Britain, Jennifer Dodds and Bruce Moat, they were in 2022. Sweden, it's a brother and sister team, actually. Isabella and Rasmus Tirana. That's really cool. A brother and sister team on Team Sweden. Okay. So, let's see. I'm trying to look at this here. Please bear with me. This is actually my first time looking at this. Yeah, Great Britain was 8-1. Yeah, there's 10 countries. You played all of them. So 9 games total for the round robin. Great Britain 8-1. What was their only loss? Their only loss, if I can find it. I don't think it says. I forgot what their only loss was, but they lost the semifinals 9-3. It wasn't even close. Sweden went on to the gold medal game, and Great Britain went on to the bronze medal game. Other semifinals was Italy against the United States, and that was a great game. And they faced each other the game before the semifinals, meaning they faced each other back to back. Italy won the first time, but then semifinals, the United States won 9-8. United States goes to the gold medal game, and Italy goes to the bronze medal game. So the bronze medal game was next. Great Britain against Italy. And I just had a feeling Italy was going to win this bronze medal game, and they did. 5-3. Man, I kind of feel bad for Team Great Britain because, remember, it was the same people from 2022. They were also in the bronze medal game, and they also lost that. Yeah, they lost back-to-back bronze medal games. So, it's that's a shame, you know. But because they had a better win-loss record. And then the gold medal game, Sweden against United States. This was a great game as well. Obviously, I was rooting for Team USA. I didn't thought they would be in this gold medal game, and somehow they made it. Great team. What's their names? The two Corys. That's kind of funny. Corey TC and Corey Dropkin. I thought her last name is pronounced Thighs, but I guess it's TC. But I remember her from 2022. Her last name was Christensen, meaning she got married and her last name changed. So it was a close game, and Sweden was able to pull it off. Sweden wins the gold medal, United States silver medal, and Italy bronze medal. Now Italy, they won the gold medal in 2022 with the same athletes, Stefania Constantini and Amos Molzaner. Yeah, so I enjoyed the mixed doubles curling. So, yeah, now regular women's and men's curling has begun. I haven't even watched any of their games yet. I'm probably not going to watch that as much, though. So, I mean, hey, it's easy if you follow one event, right? Like my big brother, he's a hockey fan. I think he's just going to watch the hockey games. And yes, I heard that the women's USA team is really good. They are one of the favorites to win the gold medal, as well as the men's team. Men's ice hockey has just begun. It might come down to USA and Canada again, just like it has before. All right. So, yep, this is what I'm going to be watching for the rest of this month. And then the World Baseball Classic will begin in early March. All right, so the birthdays. We got a lot of birthdays again. I actually missed. I actually missed two people's birthdays from the last episode. Okay, what is going on? Yeah, I actually missed two people's birthdays from the last episode. Okay, where's the belated birthday? I guess I'm going to have to copy and paste it. Again, the reason why I'm doing these birthdays is just I thought it would be entertaining. And I mentioned this before, I'll say it again. This might be my last year doing this podcast. But I'm going to keep going until after the World Cup. So that's the earliest I can resign. Okay, where is... This is actually kind of pathetic on what I'm doing, but... Alright, you know what? What? Watch me get mad again. Alright. Do the happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. Yeah. What was it, like, how many birthdays in the last episode? 10! And it should have been 12. Yeah, I missed 2. I somehow missed 2. So... Whoa. Okay. So the 2 birthdays that I missed... Oops. The 2 birthdays that I missed. Sports announcers. Ian Eagle and Dan Shulman. All right. So we'll do Ian Eagle first. So Ian Eagle. Somehow he doesn't have a picture on famousbirthdays.com. He joined CBS in 1998 to broadcast NFL and NCAA basketball and also calls boxing matches as well as U.S. Open tennis. Before fame, he got his broadcasting start doing football, basketball, and lacrosse for Syracuse University on their student-run radio station. Trivia, he called NBA playoff games in 2010 on TNT. Family life, his parents are entertainers Jack Eagle and Monica Maris. Associated with, he broadcast games with quarterback Dan Fouts. I'm surprised they didn't mention his son Noah Eagle. Noah Eagle, he looks just like his father and he sounds just like his father. Yeah, I've always liked Ian Eagle. He's actually like one of the big CBS announcers right now. He's now the voice of March Madness after Jim Nantz stepped down. And you know what? I like Ian Eagle more than Jim Nantz. I mean, I like Jim Nantz, but I kind of like Ian Eagle more. So, March Madness will be here before you know it. After the World Baseball Classic. Now, next is Dan Shulman. All right. So, another well-known announcer from Toronto, Canada. Canadian sportscaster who joined ESPN's Sunday Night Baseball in 2011. Before fame, he studied actuarial. I can't pronounce that word. All right, he studied actuarial. I've never heard of that word before. Am I weird for saying that as a 24-and-a-half-year-old? I've never heard of this word before. Whatever. It's science to work on insurance at the University of Western Ontario. Trivia, he became the first Canadian winner of the National Sportscaster of the Year award in 2011. Family life, he was born in Toronto, Ontario. Associated with, he formed a long-standing duo with Dick Vitale, covering men's college basketball games for ESPN. Is Dick Vitale still an announcer? Because I know he's an old guy now. I don't know if they're still calling games together. But Dan Shulman's got a well-known voice. I remember when he used to be the voice of Sunday Night Baseball, and then he left, I believe, in after the 2017 season, so he could permanently call Toronto Blue Jays games. All right, so yeah. All right. So how many birthdays we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 more. 10. Oh, 12 total. Okay. 12 total. This is a record. This is a birthday episode. Next one is Don LaGreca. Now, Don LaGreca, he's not on famousbirthdays.com, but I just remember his birthday is in like mid-February. Don LaGreca, he is currently the New Jersey Devils TV play-by-play announcer, okay? And he used to be with Michael Kay, the voice of the New York Yankees. He used to be on the Michael Kay show. That was his co-host for many, many years. He's on another New York sports talk show called Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. I don't really listen to that show, but I do listen to Michael Kay. But Don, sometimes he does rants, and it's really funny. He has a brother named Dave LaGreca, who is a huge pro wrestling personality on Sirius XM called Busted Open. Yeah, they're actually brothers. Don, he's not into wrestling. He's more into hockey. All right. So that's Don LaGreca. Next belated birthday we got is Todd Frazier, former baseball player, third baseman who debuted for the Cincinnati Reds in 2011 and hit .773 with 19 home runs in 2012 to finish third in NL Rookie of the Year voting. He won the 2015 Home Run Derby. After his time in Cincinnati, he went on to play for the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees. Before fame, he played college baseball at Rutgers and posted a career line of .377/.502/.757. Trivia, he was named the MLB's Player Choice NL Outstanding Rookie in 2012. Family life, he married Jacqueline Verdon in 2012. His brother, Jeff Frazier, also played professional baseball. Associated with, on May 27, 2012, he homered off crafty lefty Jamie Moyer, even though the bat flew out of his hands as he completed his swing. So I remember Todd Frazier when he was playing. I do remember when he won the Home Run Derby in 2015. Wait, is that correct? Yeah, 2015 Home Run Derby. He was with the Cincinnati Reds, and the Home Run Derby and All-Star game that year was in Cincinnati, so that was perfect. And, yeah, great player. His career didn't last as long, but now I think he's an announcer. I think he is. I don't remember what network. So, all right. Next, we got I'm going by athletes that I've heard of before. George Gray, one man gang. Yes, that is his wrestling name. One man gang. Oh, born in Chicago. Professional wrestler, most famous for his years in the World Wrestling Federation, where he wrestled under the ring name Akeem as a member of the Twin Towers duo. After leaving the WWF in 1990, he won the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship in 1995. Before fame, he began wrestling on the independent wrestling circuit in South Carolina at the age of 17 under the ring name Crusher Gray. He later competed as Crusher Broomfield in International Championship Wrestling. Trivia: he stopped wrestling regularly after suffering a heart attack in 2000. He later became a prison guard at the Louisiana State Penitentiary. Wow. Family life: his birth name is George Gray. Wait, isn't there another George Gray from the Price is Right announcer? He has been married and has a son. Associated with, he had Big Boss Man form the WWE's Twin Towers duo. Wow. Okay. Yeah. A one-man gang was from the golden era of wrestling, mainly in the 80s. He's a big dude. There were a lot of huge guys back in the old days. Seriously, they can make their own league. The Andre the Giant League. Next, we got Robert Griffin III, RG3, former NFL quarterback. He was actually born in Japan. Now that's interesting. 2011 Heisman Trophy winner at Baylor University, who was drafted second overall by the Washington Redskins in 2012, and went on to win the NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year award after 4 years in Washington. He signed with the Cleveland Browns in 2016 and later the Baltimore Ravens in 2018. Before fame, in addition to being a football star in high school, he dominated in track, setting a Texas state record in the 110-meter and 300-meter hurdles. Trivia: during his time at Baylor, he set 26 single-season records, 20 career records, and 8 single-game records for the school. Family life: his parents, Robert Jr. and Jacqueline, were both U.S. Army surgeons stationed in Okinawa, Japan, when he was born. He married Rebecca Liddicote in 2013. He and Rebecca had a daughter named Reese before divorcing in 2017. In March 2018, he married Grete Griffin. They have a daughter named Gloria. Associated with, fellow quarterback Andrew Luck was selected by the Indianapolis Colts, a pick ahead of Griffin in the 2012 NFL Draft. Okay. Yeah, I remember RG3. And I remember after his career ended, he was on ESPN for 1 year and he got fired. I forgot why he got fired, but I remember the first thing that came to my mind about him was the 2023 College Football Playoff Selection Show. That was the year where Florida State got screwed out of the playoff. The last 4-team playoff format, and RG3 was basically upset on TV that Florida State should have got in because they won the ACC championship, an undefeated conference champion. And yeah, I think he's on Fox now. All right. I don't have time to look this up because I'm on the clock. Next, we got Brad Keselowski, race car driver, professional stock racing car racing driver. He earned a Sprint Cup and Nationwide Series championship before turning 30. 2017, he crashed out of the Daytona 500 after establishing a sizable 15-lap lead. Before fame, he began in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, driving his family's F-150. Trivia: he became just a second racer after Bobby Labonte to win both excuse me, the NASCAR Sprint Cup and Nationwide Series championships. Family life: he grew up in a racing family. His father competed in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. and an uncle in the Sprint Cup. He married Paige White in 2017. They have 2 daughters, Scarlett and Autumn. They welcomed the boy in November 2023. Associated with, he developed a close friendship with 2-time Super Bowl champion Ray Lewis. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm pretty sure he's no longer a NASCAR driver. But I do remember watching NASCAR over 10 years ago. Yeah, I remember the first big NASCAR race I watched was the 2012 Daytona 500. And that was at night. The entire race was at night because it got delayed due to the rain. Wait, is he still a driver? I'm looking him up right now. It doesn't say that he's a former. He competes full-time in the NASCAR Cup Series, so he's still a racer? He's still a driver? Race car driver? Wow. Yeah. Brad Keselowski, I do remember him back in the day. I think he would drive number 2, and it would be like a Miller Lite car. I don't know if it's still like that to this day because I don't watch NASCAR anymore. I used to watch it back in the day when they had him, Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart. Those were my favorites. And then there was a time where I got into watching it, and then as the years go by, I started watching less and less and less of it. It is what it is. But some of today's NASCAR drivers are still in it from back in the day, back when I used to watch it. Denny Hamlin is one of them. Kyle Busch, I believe, is still a race car driver. And yes, I do know the Daytona 500 is coming up, but I'm not going to watch it because all I'm watching, like I said, is the Winter Olympics. All right, the last belated birthday. The last belated birthday is perhaps the greatest college basketball coach of all time, Mike Krzyzewski. That's how you pronounce his last name, right? It's hard to spell his name, but yeah. He is now 79. Birthplace Chicago, Illinois. Legendary college basketball figure who has coached Duke to 5 NCAA basketball titles in 1991, 1992, 2001, 2010, and 2015. He also coached the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team to gold in 2008 and 2012. I think he was also in 2016. I think he was also the coach in 2016, the U.S. men's Olympic basketball team. Before fame, he graduated from West Point. Trivia, he surpassed Bobby Knight for the most wins as a coach in NCAA Division I history and became the first Division I basketball coach to earn 1,000 career wins on January 25, 2015, when his Blue Devils defeated St. John's. Family life, he has 3 daughters named Debbie, Jamie, and Lindy, with wife Mickey. Associated with one of the best players he had the pleasure of coaching while at Duke was Grant Hill. Wow. Yeah, he is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, college basketball coach of all time. And I do remember his last game. It was in 2022. He went to the March Madness Final Four. He did. He went to the March Madness Final Four in the Superdome. I was actually rooting for his team because it was his farewell season. And they lost to North Carolina. North Carolina and Duke. The crazy college basketball rivalry. So, yeah. But then he last year he had a podcast on SiriusXM, but now he's not doing it. So I don't know I guess he's just. I mean, now he's retired. He's retired now, so I'm sure he's still watching today's college basketball. But he is the GOAT, in my opinion. All right. That is all the belated birthdays. Now we're going to get into today's birthdays. All right. First, we have Tommy Dreamer. All right. Tommy Dreamer. Yonkers, New York, his birthplace. American professional wrestler and promoter, best known for his time with Extreme Championship Wrestling and WWE. Before fame, he joined ECW when it was still Eastern Championship Wrestling and before the name changed to Extreme. Oh, okay, I didn't know that they back then it was known as Eastern. Well, I guess because it was in Eastern, Northeast. I know ECW was well known in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Trivia, he promoted to the Raw and ECW brands for the WWE. Family life, he married fellow wrestler Teresa Hayes, better known as Beulah McGillicuddy. Is that her ring name? In 2002, they have 2 daughters. Associated with, he and Chris Jericho both wrestled in ECW. Wait, Chris Jericho was also in ECW? I didn't know that. Because I'm watching that old era, like I said, the Monday Night Wars between WWF and WCW. And ECW was another brand, but I don't really watch ECW that much. But I know that Tommy Dreamer was one of the well-known ECW wrestlers on there. Tommy Dreamer, he's on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7 on Sirius XM. He's on shows like Busted Open and with Dave LaGreca and Off the Ropes with Jonathan Coachman. Yeah, I'm kind of getting back into listening to the wrestling podcasts after the Royal Rumble. I haven't even heard the guys talk about the Royal Rumble. Yeah, I'm behind. It's because the Royal Rumble is happening during a busy time of the year because of the upcoming Super Bowl at the time and all that. So, and the Winter Olympics currently happening. They just got just too much happening. Anyways, so yeah, Tommy Dreamer's birthday. All right. One more happy birthday. These sniffles. At least I'm not going to get upset like I did in the last episode. Randy Moss. Legendary NFL wide receiver who set the record for the most touchdown receptions in a season, hauling in 23 of them in 2007 as a member of the New England Patriots. He spent the first 7 seasons of his career with the Minnesota Vikings and was named NFC Player of the Year in 2003. Before fame at DuPont High School in West Virginia, he was a star receiver, defensive back, kick, and punt returner. Trivia, in his first year as a pro, he set an NFL rookie record with 17 touchdown receptions. Family life, he has 4 children with his longtime former girlfriend, Libby Offutt. Okay. Associated with, 2007 was a record-setting year for him as he and Tom Brady tore through the NFL with a 16-0 regular season, but the perfect season fell short with a Super Bowl loss to the New York Giants. Oh, so he was on that Patriots team. Okay. You remember, I think Randy Moss's highlight is, what was it, that Minnesota Vikings touchdown at Lambeau Field? Just look that up. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And then he was on, is he still on ESPN? If he is, I think he's on the Sunday Countdown show. I saw a funny comment about Randy Moss. It basically said, "Close your eyes while you listen to Randy Moss speak. Now tell me he sounds like a fat southern white guy." I'm just like, oh gosh. Yeah, Randy Moss has that southern, he's got that southern voice. It's kind of funny the way he talks, but hey, well-known player. Fantastic wide receiver. All right, 2 more birthdays. And those are the happy early birthdays. 2 more. 1 more we got. Second to last one is Drew Bledsoe. All right. Drew Bledsoe, quarterback who was selected to 4 Pro Bowls. Why does it say? It should say former, because he's 53, 55, or 54. He spent the first 10 years of his career with the New England Patriots before playing 3 seasons with the Buffalo Bills and his last 2 with the Dallas Cowboys. Before fame, he was a letterman in football and basketball at Walla Walla High School. Trivia, he led the Patriots to the playoffs 4 times total. However, Tom Brady replaced him and turned the team into a Super Bowl champion. He garnered over 80,000 followers on Instagram. Family life. He had 4 children with Mara Bledsoe, associated with. He quarterbacked the Dallas Cowboys, but when he struggled, he lost a job to Tony Romo and never got it back. Oh, I didn't know he was also with the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, so, yeah. He was a great player when he was with the New England Patriots. And then he got hurt. And that was when Tom Brady took over. And basically the rest was history after that. Tom Brady took over as the starting quarterback. And Drew Bledsoe never became the starting quarterback. I know. Isn't that crazy? Also, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame, right? Okay, one more. I believe he's also a former quarterback. And that is Jim Kelly. Yep. Also a former NFL quarterback in birthplace Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. NFL quarterback who brought the Buffalo Bills to 4 consecutive Super Bowl, but unfortunately lost all of them. He was selected to 5 Pro Bowls and retired with a 35,467 passing yards and 237 touchdowns in his 11-year NFL career. Before fame, he averaged 23 points and 20 rebounds as a senior on East Brady High School's basketball team in Pennsylvania. Trivia, he became the first Buffalo Bill to have his number 12 retired. Oh, okay. Family life, he married Jim Kelly in May of 1996 and have 3 children together. Associated with, he was the 3rd quarterback drafted in 1983, and John Elway was the 1st. Yeah. Jim Kelly's one of their best quarterbacks, and yeah, the Buffalo curse. I know. That's all I can say. But he was also, back then football was more rough, it seemed like. If you watch an old football game from, 40 years ago, it just seemed more rough back then. Yeah, it was different. I mean, if you watch a sport from back then. It was different. Everything was different. The broadcast in general, but the broadcast was cool, you know. And I know I said I would watch old Super Bowls, but I just don't have the time this year, unfortunately. And, yeah. All right, hear the Olympic music. Time for me to get on out of here. Now, the next week's episode will be an interesting one. I'm going to make it a fun episode. What will that be? Well, you'll have to find out on my other podcast on my main channel called Eric's Top News. See you later. This has been KSN.